Hello, my dear students, welcome to my lecture. It is a differentiation of neural tube. The previous lecture, we were discussing about the regional specificity of induction. With the continuation of regional specificity of induction, today we are going to see that a very short explanation or a short topic, that is differentiation of neural tube. Differentiation of neural tube is very important process during the embryological development of any animal, without which the brain may not develop properly. To develop brain properly, some of the cells has to be differentiated from the fate map or fate cells so that it locates the cells in appropriate position in such a way that those cells can give rise to a definite or a defined organ system in the developing embryo. In this regard, brain development takes place during the early development of embryo. So the brain grows, as we know that the brain grows at an amazing rate during the development actually. At times during brain development, nearly about 250,000 neurons are added every minute actually. So that means it is so rapidly it goes for development. At birth, a person's brain will have almost all the neurons that will ever have the brain actually. So the brain continues to grow for a few years after a person is born, and by the age of 2 years old, the brain is about 80% of the adult size actually. You may wonder, how does the brain controls to grow actually? If the brain has most of the neurons, it will get when you are born actually. The answer for all these questions is something what we call it as the magic, what we call it as glial cells. The glial continues to divide and multiply, and these glial cells carry out many important functions for neural brain functions actually, including insulating the neurons or nerve cells with myelin sheath or multiplication of nerve cells during the development. Friends, let us see that how the differentiation of neural tube it is present or it is occur during the process of development. Before going to the exact development of neural tube, let us see some of the terminologies actually. Neurulation. See, this is one important stage during the development of developing embryo. The first one we have seen that morula, and then the blastula stage, then the gastrula stage. During the gastrula stage, you find lot of changes occur, lot of movement of cells from the different regions you have seen, and so many experiments conducted by several embryologists that I have explained in the previous lectures also. And the formation of ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm is also very important, the crucial stage during the gastrula stage development. After that, the neurula formation takes place actually. So this is what we call it as the stage, the neurula. It refers to the folding process of vertebrate embryo, which include transformation of neural plate into neural tube. This is very, very important stage or very, very crucial process for the formation of brain actually. The embryo at this stage, we call it as a neurula. So another term that we have to understand is the neural plate, which are often very interesting. What is that? The part of embryological development. A portion of dorsal epidermis is specified to become a neural ectoderm, and its cell becomes distinguishable by their columnar appearance actually. This region of embryo is called as neural plate. Friends, we are going to see in the next few slides where the neural plates and how the neural plate changes to form exactly different tissue during the developing embryo. Another thing is definition of neural tube. The anatomical terminology, anatomical, what is the definition of neural tube is in the developing chordate, including all the vertebrates I am talking here. The neural tube is the embryonic precursor to the central nervous system, which is made up of the brain and the spinal cord actually. So here, so with this definition, we come to know that there is the process, we call it as the brain and the spinal cord development. How the spinal cord and brain develop from the neural tube. So that's what we call it as embryonic precursor. Embryonic precursor is very, very important term that we have to understand before going for any other step. So let us see that precursors are the stem cells that will develop to the stage where they are committed to form a particular type of new cells actually. So the embryonic precursor are the cells which definitely give rise to a new, embryonic stages are new cells in the future. That's what the precursor can do in the developing embryo. So for example, say an example, the precursors of blood, so which give rise to four major lineages. The first one is what we have, the red cells, and the second one is the phagocytes, megakaryocytes and lymphocytes. So in this way, so the precursor give rise to many number of differentiated cells or differentiated tissues in the developing embryo. Let us see that in the formation of neural tube actually. There are two major ways of forming the neural tube during the development. The first one is primary neurulation. Friends, we have seen that what is actually the neurulation, the definition of neurulation or neural formation actually. So this will happen in two stages. One is the primary neurulation and the second one is secondary neurulation process. Let us see primary neurulation process. The cells surrounding the neural plate direct the neural plate cells to proliferate, that means movement, invaginate and pinch off from the surface to form a hollow tube-like structure. That is what we call it as formation of neural tube in the future actually. So in the secondary neurulation, the neural tube arises from the solid cord of cells that sink into the embryo and subsequently hollow out, that is cavitates to form a hollow tube-like structure. So these are two important processes of neurulation in the developing embryo, or two major ways of formation of neurulation process in the developing embryo. So the whole process takes place at least in the 4 stages. So we can differentiate into many number of stages according to many embryologists. Let us, for our convenience, let us see that only 4 stages we can differentiate and we can get to know how this neural tube formation takes place during the or from the neural plate actually. In the first stage, you're going to see that during embryological development, the neuroectodermal tissue differentiates from the ectoderm and thicken into a neural plate actually. So we have seen this new embryological development and neuroectodermal tissue formation in the previous lectures. So from there the neural plate develops here. So what I am showing here, it is in the purple color, it is the neural plate formation takes place. And this neural plate border separates the ectoderm from the neural plates actually. So you have here yellow color, what is that border? That is what we call it as a neural plate border, which separates the neural plate from the ectoderm. So Earlier, it is in one, what we call it as a neuroectodermal area. This is the whole thing, we call it as neuroectodermal area. And the later stage, during the formation of neural plate, so it separates from the ectoderm, and ultimately just see that neuroectodermal. So it consists of two words actually, neural and ectodermal. So it separates the ectoderm here, and the neural part is separated from the ectoderm by means of neural plate border actually. So thus the neural plate get detached from the ectoderm in the future things actually. In the second stage, the neural plate bends dorsally. It blends. It bends actually. So you can see the arrow marks here. Otherwise, we call it as just it is a movement or pushing towards one area. So it becomes almost just coming closer. So the neural area or the neural plate area coming closer to each other actually. So with the two ends eventually join the neural plate border. So this is the neural plate border. This is the neural plate border, and two ends of the neural plate come closer actually, which are now referred as a neural crest. So these two things help to formation of a neural crest area. So neural crest cells are located at very edge of the lateral plates of the folding neural tube, separate from the neural tube and migrate to form a variety of different but important cells. So after joining the neural plate in this end actually, so the neural crest separates from the neural fold and it becomes a different and important cell formation in the later stage actually. So thus what happened here, we have seen the previous slide like this, and it becomes almost like this. You have the other tissue, what we call it as mesodermal and notochord tissue present here. In between this, you're going to see that neural tube formation, and the neural crest will be separated in the next stage to become a different tissue in the developing embryo. In the stage 3, the closure of neural tube disconnects and the neural crest from the epidermis. The neural tube separates from the neural crest, and the neural crest becomes almost a separate tissue. What we call it as a neural crest cells form a component of PNS, peripheral nervous system. What is that component? It becomes a peripheral nervous system component in the later stage actually. However, the ectoderm once again forms in a separate layer. It forms an ectoderm actually. So these neural crest cells differentiate to form most of the peripheral nervous system. As I said, you know that the nervous system is differentiated into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system actually. Let us see how the central nervous system formation takes place and the peripheral nervous system forms actually. So now by this you can come to know that the PNS, that is peripheral nervous system, can be differentiated from the neural crest, which is present in between the ectoderm and neural tube. In the stage 4, the notochord degenerates. Sometimes the notochord degenerates unless it requires to formation of invertebral vertebral discs actually. So other mesodermal cell differentiated into somites, and somites, the precursor of axial skeletal and the skeletal muscle. The formation of somite takes place in these regions actually. So these will be retained. Other than that, just the formation of the spinal ganglions also takes place, and the neural tube is exactly differentiated now in this stage actually. So the overall, let us see that what is actually the ectoderm. See, in ectoderm, you can see the outer ectoderm, that is epidermis, and the neural crest formation and the neural tube formation takes place from the ectoderm actually. Let us see that the outer ectoderm with relate to what you call it as the other tissue, with related to what is that brain and other tissue, you can see that the outer ectoderm gave rise to many things, which is not concerned to this lecture today. and it gives rise to neural crest, and the neural crest formation give rise to peripheral nervous system, adrenal medulla, melanocytes and other things actually. From the peripheral nervous system, otherwise we call it as PNS, I said in the previous slide, the peripheral nervous system, otherwise we call it as the precursor cell, which give rise to different other system, what we call it as Schwann cells, neuroglial cells, sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system can be expected from the peripheral nervous system. Let us see that what is actually the Schwann cells actually. The Schwann cells are otherwise called as neurolimocytes actually. Neurolimocytes, which are principal glial cells actually. So these are found close contact with the axons of the neuron in the peripheral nervous system. So axon part, the Schwann cells are present, which play a major role in the maintenance of regulation of motor and sensory neurons actually. So we know that the neurons can be classified into sensory neurons, or what you call it as the motor neurons, or mixed neurons actually. So this will be maintained in the function actually, right? So what is about the neuroglia cells actually? So neuroglia cells are another precursor cells which may give rise to many number of other cells. As an example, in the glial cell, especially the neuroglial cells, give rise to 6 important cells actually. So ependymal cells, oligodendrocytes, satellite cells, Schwann cells, microglia cells and astrocytes can be expected from the neuroglial cells actually. So what are that? So epidermal cells, oligodendrocytes. My dear friends, just I have not given this information here, just please you follow this one. So ependymal cells, oligodendrocytes, satellite cells, Schwann cells, microglial cells and astrocytes are derived from the neuroglial cells here. So that is what we call it as a glial cell, otherwise we call it as a precursor cells, we call it as. So other than that, you have from the peripheral nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system exist from the peripheral nervous system. Coming to the neural tube, what are the things, after formation of neural tube, what are the things developed from the neural tube? The main thing which you can expect is the brain development, neural pituitary, spinal cord, motor neurons and retina actually. So you see that brain development takes place from the neural tube. Very important actually, that is the forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain, whatever it is. Neural pituitary. Neural pituitary is, otherwise we call it as a posterior pituitary, which secretes what we call it as the very important hormones. We call it as oxytocin and vasopressin. In the future classes we are going to study what is oxytocin and vasopressin hormones regulates for different purpose actually in the development in the body. And whereas see that the neural pituitary is generated from the neural tube aviva. The anterior pituitary is derived from the outer ectoderm, that is epidermal derivative, or it is derived from the epidermis. Otherwise we call it as ectoderm. So anterior pituitary is generated from the ectoderm, whereas the posterior, otherwise the neural pituitary, is generated from the neural tube. Otherwise, so however, both of them are derived from the ectoderm only. However, just you can see that in the endocrine, the study of endocrinology, just you are going to see all these structure and function of pituitary. Actually, there I am going to discuss more about this thing. So the neural pituitary is the posterior pituitary, which secretes very important oxytocin and vasopressin, which functions for a different tissue regulation. So the next one what we have is the spinal cord, which runs from anterior, the central nervous system that goes towards the posterior part of the body, and motor neurons and finally it gives rise to retina actually. So this picture clearly indicates what type of cells can be derived, or it is generated, or it can be extracted from the ectoderm during the embryological development actually. So the differentiation of neural tube actually. So here just see that the picture just I have given the imaginary picture where the prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rhombencephalon and the spinal cord, the whole brain can be seen here. It is the forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain followed the spinal cord at the posterior end actually. So the differentiation of neural tube into various regions of central nervous system occurs simultaneously in three different ways actually. So it is a differentiation of neural tube takes place at different stages actually, in 3 stages. On the gross anatomical level, the neural tube and its lumen bulge and constrict to form a chambers of the brain and the spinal cord. It's a very important thing here. Look at this, the anterior brain, it requires little more spacious area because the forebrain requires little more space. In amphibia I'm talking about, or in the lower organisms I am talking about. Whereas the mesencephalon, it requires little space actually, and rhombencephalon, it comparatively lesser than the previous two. When it comes to the spinal cord, it requires the tube-like structure actually. It's a narrow tube-like structure. So in that way, on the gross anatomical level, the neural tube and its lumen bulges and constricts. So here the bulging of neural tube takes place here, and constriction of neural tube in this area you can expect actually. So it is not a very uniform or evenly developed a tube-like structure actually, at least in the anterior part of the developing embryo. At the tissue level, the cell population within the wall of the neural tube rearrange themselves to form different functional regions of the brain and the spinal cord. So at the tissue, so at the cellular level, it forms in different different area or rearrangement of the cells in a different way, where the neural tube supports to form like that actually. Finally, on the cellular level, the neuroepithelial cells themselves differentiated into numerous type of nerve cells. That is what we call it as neurons, and the supporting cells we call it as glial cells present in the body. Look at this. So this neural tube modified according to the requirement, according to the organ system developed, according to the modification of the whole nervous system throughout the body. So based on that, the neural tube formation takes place here actually. So thank you, my dear friends. Now just you follow the next slide so that you can get the continuation of this topic, so that you can understand better about the formation of neural tube and the function of neural tube. Thank you very much.